Hello and happy Thursday, Friday Junior, something like that. I am going to give this whole YouTube live another shot. The first time I went to do it, my account wasn't set up for lives and I didn't realize that. The second time I did a live was at my 16-year-old's first cross country meet, and the live went well, but it was set to private and I didn't know that it automatically set to private. So I think that I have this all correct. I'm just waiting on my 18-year-old, so I'm sitting down in the car by the lake on this gorgeous, gorgeous day and thought I might pop in and see how actual public live goes. So this week has been really, really good. It's been beautiful weather. It's nice and cool and crisp, and the humidity is almost nothing. It's like virtually nothing. It's been sunny most of the time, not all the time. But yeah, everything's going good here by us. I've been getting my wall Pilates in and even some sprinting. Been watching some of Dr. Sean O'Mara's videos, and so I thought, well, I will give sprinting a try, and yeah, it's going pretty good. So I don't sprint every day because you have to give your body a chance to recuperate in between. So, but I've been doing my wall Pilates pretty much every day, and yeah, other than that, we had my husband's birthday on Tuesday, and the kids all surprised him with some happy birthday banners when he got home from work, and just did some special things. And I was working on a cake, trying to get a carnivore-ish cake recipe, one that doesn't use nut flours or things like that. Kind of a little spin-off of an oopsie cake, but not quite. And so my 18-year-old actually helped me with that. Well, I baked the cake, and she made the keto frosting and decorated it. And we had steak, and then she fried up some green beans, and she made my husband some homemade onion rings, and because he loves onion rings. And so she did with the onions, and but she coated them like how we coat our chicken nuggets. So she did a mix of like a pork panko and my pork flour that I made from dehydrating cooked pork roast. That turned out pretty good, along with a little bit of almond flour in. But we try not to have too much of the nuts, just because it bugs some of the people's tummies in my family. So I only ate the steak, but the steak was delicious. And we usually air fry the steak because it's less messy, and then because we get the fattier cuts of steak anyway, we put but then I'll put butter on my steak just to make it that much yummier. But we will season it with the Redmond's smoked salt, so that's always good. I like the cherry smoked salt and the hickory smoked salt. I don't know if the live is working. I'm not seeing anyone. I mean, I know it's working because it's recording, but yeah, I don't see anyone watching. But one of these days I will get this figured out. But anyway, so the cake turned out pretty good. It's a little bit denser than what I would like, but it's got the consistency almost of a pound cake, and I love pound cake. Well, I don't love pound cake now, but like back in my sugar-filled days, I loved pound cake. And so I like that consistency. It could be a little bit moister and a little bit lighter. So I'm still working on figuring that out. But it was still really good. The frosting was really good, not overly sweet because we don't like overly sweet stuff. And sometimes when you're working with different, non-sugar sweeteners, you got to play with that. So it turned out really, really good. And yeah, so hopefully my husband had a good birthday. The real birthday party will be coming up this Sunday, and we will be celebrating the August birthdays. We've got 2 August birthdays, my husband and his aunt, and then 2 September birthdays, and we'll be celebrating those as well. And that's my daughter and future daughter-in-law. My son is getting married next Saturday. I don't know how there's only a week left of the wedding, before the wedding. But yeah, so other than that, just been working, watching a lot of YouTube lectures, a couple of channels to check out and I'll link them below if you haven't yet. One is Carrie from Homestead How, and his channel is interesting because it was like a homesteading channel, and now he's been carnivore for half a year, and man after my own heart, went gung-ho on it. And but he's actually working on a carnivore documentary, so he's looking for healthcare practitioners or other people that have just started the carnivore journey, that would be willing to share in the documentary. So if you go to his YouTube channel, it's Homestead How. He's got the link up there on all of his videos for the carnivore diet documentary, and it'll be really, really good because we need more of these types of documentaries. So I'm glad that he's taking that on. And he met a gentleman in Alaska, Bill Knott, Knot, I believe, through one of these lives that he had done. And Bill's story, that would be the second channel that I would say to check out. Bill's story is just so heartwarming and so touching. He's basically been trapped inside his house for 4 years due to his weight. And I believe he's like 700 pounds. So he just posted today, I think, is day 36 for him. And he's got a long way to go, but he's rocking it. And he'll be a big part of the carnivore diet documentary, so that's really cool. But just watching his progress, because he's not unique. There's so many people out there like Bill that have all these health challenges, have these weight challenges, and yeah, you can sit there and say, well, just don't eat the processed food. It's your fault that you're fat. But that's not the case. People are taught wrong. And I mean, that's just like the documentary Fed Up right there shows that the advice that these obese kids and parents are getting is just keeping the kids obese. So I really like watching Bill's progress and his story. And you can see the changes. You can tell his face is losing a lot of inflammation. And so I don't know why this is saying, my screen says something went wrong. Try again. I don't know what it is I'm supposed to try. If I tap, I don't know what I did. Whatever. So yeah, definitely check out Homestead How. And then Bill's channel, I think, is just the youtube.com/@Bill Knot, Knot. But I'll link both of those I'll go back in and like update a description. But yeah, I've been binge watching a lot of Dr. Sean O'Mara because of how impactful like visceral fat is on health, and to just, you know, get rid of it. And I basically, you know, I'm constantly learning. So I do a lot of medical continuing education things, even though I'm a certified coach, but I'm not like an MD or anything like that. But I do much of the same continuing education that like a dietitian would do. And a lot of times those are put on through the low carb community. You can do those and they count towards the CE hours. So the last one that I did was low carb Denver. And that was, I think that if I would have been there in person, that would have counted for like 13 hours or credits of the CE. But I did it virtually the same time that it was going on. It was all live, but I just was in Wisconsin. But one of my friends, who is a functional medicine practitioner, her and I have been discussing the possibility of next year going to one or two of these low carb conferences, because I would love to be able to meet some of these other doctors in person, especially like Dr. Barry, because I'm part of his private group. And I just, you know, would love to just give him a hug, because he's helped us so much with his advice, and he's always there to answer questions. So yeah, so I'm hoping that next year I'll be able to, you know, put away a little bit of money and go to one or two of these conferences. There's some that like are in Tennessee, so they'd be drivable, and that would be pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, I just keep studying, and I'm looking into another certification program that it's not necessarily that I really need it, but the education, I just love, you know, the education. It's just how my brain works. And sometimes people will just take you more seriously if you have letters behind your name. And it's really stupid, because I can know just as much as anyone else. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I'm just looking. I wanted to see in case there was any, if you have any questions, if you're like actually watching and you want to drop a comment in or anything like that. I'm just trying to see if like this is actually working, since I've had time to kill. So yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. But my daughter actually just messaged that she is ready to be picked up. But I'm going to just share with you my view. Maybe if I can turn my camera around. Yep. So there's my lake. Isn't it just gorgeous? It just looks like diamonds, glistening, and you can't really, oh yep, there's the lighthouse way off in the distance. So all right, well, with that, I'm gonna go. Thank you for listening to me ramble. And yeah, no one commented, but that's okay. I guess I'll get this figured out one of these days. But yeah, you guys have a great Thursday.